What's up, everybody, and welcome to Paying Dues. I'm Jamie Rose. I have actually a treat for you guys. I have a special interview with a good friend of mine, a good guest. He is the Diamond State Wrestling founder, head honcho, and their world champion. He is also a champion for other wrestling companies within the Arkansas region, and he is your Ruthless King. He is the one, the only Alexander Gold. What's up,
What's
buddy?
up?
How are you? Yep.
I'm good, man. Good. Just enjoying my birthday here.
So happy birthday, by the way, man. I appreciate you coming out and doing this with me on your birthday. That means a lot to me. Man, you want to introduce yourself? Kind of go through.
Well, I mean, you kind of already introduced me pretty well. So,
Oh,
yeah, the Ruthless King, Alexander Gold. For those who don't know who I am, I've done several things. AEW Dark. I've been all over the U.S. Working different, companies. Presiding mostly in Arkansas, or like the middle
mhm.
region. So, I mean, I dabble all over and stuff, and I kind of took some time off a little bit, doing with family, and then kind of kickstarted my own thing, and now that thing's blowing up. So,
Heck yeah. Before we get into you kicking off your own thing, kind of what got you into the professional wrestling business? What is the origin of Alexander Gold?
well, I mean, I always watched it when I was a kid, growing up. I'd go over to my uncle's and would switch back from it was Monday Night Wars back in the day, when
Mhm.
wrestling was awesome.
Absolutely.
Didn't have a lot of you know there's a lot more violence and good storylines and stuff like that. And you had a lot to choose from when you had WCW and WWE, um, and which was WWF back then. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, you had great athletes, and then just continued to watch. And when I really found my passion and love for it, though, even more, and was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. Basically, was the Ruthless Aggression era really set it off for me. You had some of my favorites. You had Angle, Benoit,
Mhm.
Eddie, Young Brock, um, you had Young Cena. I mean, Young
Mhm.
Orton. Like all these guys that paved the way and have done great things through the business and everything else. I cling to a couple, myself, and it's not why I'm bald, but Kurt's one of my favorites of all time. But I just
Kurt,
naturally was
absolutely.
getting
Kurt,
there,
yep.
and I decided to shave it off, and I do wear a singlet and stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, Kurt really is good aspiration. Like I did amateur wrestling when I was growing up.
Mhm.
Um, some when you research a lot of the best, if you think about it, they all actually did like actual amateur wrestling throughout high school and stuff like that. Some were like collegiate athletes, through college and stuff too. And then obviously Kurt with the Olympics and stuff. So is a great foundation for professional wrestling, to be an actual wrestler growing up. So
Absolutely, man. And that's kind of probably why I'm so drawn to you as a fan, at least looking back in, because Kurt is a favorite of mine, and I love that kind of just that authentic wrestling feel. And you get that with Kurt, and you get that with you when watching you, man. So, um, when did you get your start in the business?
I started in the business for a long time. I really wanted to go up, to Missouri and go to Harley Races Academy
Yep.
when I got out of high school, and it was just so expensive to do it. Though you gotta love what you do, but it costs a lot of money to do what we do,
Hmm.
and you have to invest in yourself. Um, and I was working on that investment, trying to save up money to go up there. Um, then funny enough, I was working, crap in jobs and stuff, and I was actually a manager at Arby's at the time, and Tough Enough was coming on, and I actually put in a video to be on Tough Enough, and I got down to the last 100 before they finally went down to like the last like couple. But like so I did that, and then one of my coworkers found out that I was into wrestling because they didn't know, and uh, they had a brother who was doing indie stuff for a promotion called Native American Wrestling. Um, and that was over in Chewy, Oklahoma.
Hmm.
And so I reached out to them, and I had always thought of, I really wanted to get in shape before I started in the business. And so I was in great shape, you know, um, really ready to do this for a living and stuff. And the guy looked at me and he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to train you because I had a body and I had a good look." And so he thought I wasn't going to listen. So he
Ah,
thought I was
yeah.
going to have an ego and not listen to any of his, training methods and stuff like that. And that was not the case. But, he sent me to another person, and then I was going to go do that. And then he also let me know about a guy opening up a school, which was Daniel Flynn, who was trained by the Hearts and by Harley. And he was opening up a school in Salem Springs. And I was like, all right, bet. So I signed up, and I was there every time I had class. I was there, ready to go, enjoying the hell out of it. And then the company got shut down towards the end of my training, and I was actually the only graduate. So, funny enough, then go back to NAW and our Native American Wrestling, we
Hmm.
call it NAW. But and he took me up there, and they gave me a shot on the show. He didn't want to, but he gave me a shot. Funny enough, I was in the main event on my very first match ever, and I went for the heavyweight championship, my very first match ever. Now, granted, I did a squash match where I wasn't the one doing the squashing, but it was not a bad start. And though it was a smaller promotion, obviously not the greatest of all talents or whatever, but it was always a good thing for me, and I always enjoyed every minute that I was able to get in the ring at any aspect at that point. So and that just furthered my career from there. So
Absolutely, humble beginnings. Um, say you're working these smaller shows and getting reps and stuff like that. When did you? I mean, you probably had it all along in you the entire time, but like, when did you kind of figure out that, hey, I'm built for this. I'm meant for this, and I can definitely be on the next level and kind of compete with the best of them.
so I always knew I was, because you have to believe in yourself, and
Hmm.
in this business you have to have a little bit of cocky arrogance to you, and like belief in yourself that you can go the distance and you can stand toe to toe with the very best. I knew I could be the very best because I was the very best. I was training to be the best, so I could be the best. And it wasn't until it took me some time getting out, and then I was going and I was travel. I decided to start going to Texas. Took a chance on myself, and then started traveling more and more, getting more bookings. Basically, not much pay at all, unfortunately, but and it started getting in front of more people and being more widely known. And then WCWA happened, which was a very big blessing for here at home, um, where he had opened up, and then he decided that he wanted to open up a school, and he wanted to kind of build his business around me. So I started running the school, and then started doing WCWA, and he was giving me all these opportunities to face all these big talents, guys like Matt Seidel, Cage, Mecha Wolf, and all that. And then I through those matches, gain friendships with these guys. And in this business, it's a lot of who more than what you
Absolutely,
know. And
because
as good as I am, I can only go so far without. I can't do it on my own. Unfortunately, it's really hard to do anything in this business on your own. You
hmm
have to have someone there helping you in your corner, um, through different aspects of your life. And so um, that's where that was gained. Nathaniel believed in me, gave me these names. These names believed in me, gave me, opportunity. It was able to, put in words for me certain places and give me opportunities that I probably would have never got on my own. And I'm always thankful for that. And, you know, though, you get up there, even when you get tryouts, sometimes, you don't always get seen and they kind of want to test you and see what you're going to do from a no. If you're going to continue on and try to keep getting better and progress and make a bigger name for yourself, or if you're just going to kind of give it up kind of thing, thinking that it's a failure. So though I was seen, and I still feel like I'm one of the top prospects. Um, it's just one of the things I just got to keep grinding, and eventually they'll realize what I can offer to their companies, and then I'll get my opportunity. But as of right now, I decided to do my own thing and give other guys opportunities, and us all show everybody who they should have on their card, because everyone that's on Diamond State should be on every card everywhere, because of the best talent.
Absolutely.
So,
And speaking of Diamond State, you started that last year, I believe, with the inaugural show at the Civic Center here in Springdale. So, what was your thinking behind Diamond State? I know recently the WCWA kind of closed up shop, and you were doing some other stuff. You did AEW Dark. You were working on the family, so you took some time off. So, when did you came to the epiphany that Diamond State was what you wanted to do, when you wanted to open up a wrestling school and kind of help the next generation along, and also doing the stuff that you're doing?
yeah, I mean, well, whenever I was head trainer at WCWA, I felt at home too, teaching and being able to, you know, teach basic fundamentals very, very easily, and get it to where they understand it. And then all my students are very good. So, and like the best part about it is whenever you like a successful coach, is when your student goes somewhere and then they think that they are way more experienced than they are because of their training that they go through.
Mhm.
And so I took pride in making sure that my students not only physically were able to do this, but like, understood good fundamentals and actual, wrestling. And we trained hard, and we still do. And so when that shut down, it kind of left a hole for me. I'm like, it's also a good thing for me because, I'm getting more reps doing a lot of all the other stuff too, because while teaching them, I'm consistently doing too. So it's just more reps for me, allowing me to get smoother and more crisp with all my stuff at the same time of teaching them. So it was just kind of like a win-win. I did a play last year called Elaborate Entrance to Chad Deity,
Mhm.
where I was a paid actor for it, but I also was the trainer for the show. So basically, I was a professional consultant that they brought in to train the actors. They bought a brand new 16 by 16-foot ring, and literally wasn't going to do anything with it afterwards but sell it. And I got it at a great, great deal. So once I got my own ring, it was kind of like a no brainer. Okay, well, now I own a ring. Um, a lot of my students are like, hey, we really want to be able to train more often again. And I think there's still a lot of students around the area that would sign up if we opened up a school and stuff. So
Absolutely.
kind of put our heads together and came up with the name Diamond State Wrestling. And I went and got an LLC for it and kind of just kickstarted it. And then decided to not only do that, but do shows. And because I have a great mind for really just for the business, I feel. And I have so many creative ideas. And when I see guys at shows, a lot of times I'll see, man, I could really see him doing this. And then this could really work out if this guy and this guy worked each other that I know really well. I know that
Mhm.
they would put on an awesome match, but also be able to tell a story that I can see that them telling between the two. And then you piece that together. And, so far we have really good, compelling matches and storylines at Diamond State, which is another thing that's separating us from everywhere else, because
Absolutely.
most everywhere else is so focused on just matches.
Yep.
They think they're storylines, but usually it's not full on storylines telling an actual
Mhm.
story. It's just two guys having matches, and then that match leads to another match that leads to another match. So mine's like there's points and there's like subtle hints that are causing these things to happen. So it's stories without the body. It's proper
Mhm.
professional wrestling on the entertainment aspect of it, not just the wrestling aspect of it. So like I feel like Diamond State is like the perfect blend between WWE and AEW almost, because we have the awesome athletic talented guys like the AEW has, and we
Absolutely.
have good storylines like WWE used to have, and some still do. You know, you get
Hmm.
the Bloodline storyline is probably one of the best storylines they've done in a long
Oh,
time.
it's
So
absolutely.
good,
Hmm.
so good. So, and sometimes it takes, when you try to shove a certain person as a certain character down someone's throat for so long, you know, and it doesn't feel organic about it. The fans know.
Hmm.
And then as soon as they let Roman turn heel and this whole thing happened, no one's
It's
had a problem. No one's had a problem with him being on top since then,
no, not
because
at all.
it feels more organic, and it's a better role for him being a heel. Just like with The Rock, he was getting booed when they're trying to shove him down as a babyface for, as Maivia, and then he got injured, come back when he turned, joined the
The
nation,
nation.
and
Hmm.
and turned into The Rock. That skyrocketed his career because he was able to be more himself. So,
Absolutely. And the cool thing about, Roman and the bloodline, just going off track a little bit, he's doing it with family and he's also elevating them at the same time, which is a neat thing in itself.
100%. Yeah, the Usos has been great on like in tag teams forever,
Hmm.
and now they're getting highlights and like singles matches and stuff. He's really elevating Jay, the most with
Hmm.
the storyline. Um, but I feel like both are getting elevated just as much.
Absolutely.
So,
And speaking of the kind of the Northwest Arkansas pro wrestling landscape, because it's been something that's been tried and tried over again. Um, I'm not trying to, shoot or anything like that. I've been around a little bit, with different promoters and, helping them do their ring crew and stuff like that. And it's a different feel with you guys. These guys try to go out there and make it feel like it's the future or even like it's 1986, which it's not 1986 anymore. 1986 was great. I'm a big fan of that time. I went back, I watched it all, Jim Crockett Promotions, but it's just not that anymore. It's 2023, and you guys do a great blend of what professional wrestling used to be, but also what professional wrestling is going to be, and place it in the middle where you guys pretty much hit the sweet spot. And I'm not trying to, like sweeten you up, and all that. I'm just speaking the truth from, because I've seen it all around in this area. So,
well, in this area has had several promotions pop up and then disappear.
yes.
No one's been consistent and been able to stay here. You've had several try, but the only thing that's been consistent on those things is me and my boys. And once we had companies, he tried, did us wrong, we left him, and now he doesn't run anymore
No.
because he doesn't have anybody. So, and then my thing's being very successful. It's been very slow. I won't say it's not been a financial like stress thing on it, but like it's growing and it's being successful, but it does take time. So,
And
and but
it's a,
we're
it's
getting
a
there.
it's an authentic growth is what it is.
Right.
And and you're willing to work with people, you're willing to put differences aside. I've seen it with my own two eyes, so that really says a lot about you as a person, um, you know going into the backstage part of it. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things. I pride myself on being very professional, and then I also pride my locker room in being very professional as well. So like everyone in our locker room, we have such a great locker room vibe at Diamond State because I've worked with all these guys. I know how
mhm,
they are, and a lot of them I've known for years and personally know really well, and I know how talented they are and how underutilized they are also. And I utilize the crap out of them and show them what they can really do when given the spotlight. And it's funny because like when writing about my storyline, I'm not keen on like always putting myself at the center of the attention, but like I knew with what we were doing, they needed a local familiar face
yep.
to be the face of the company to take it to where I need it to go before I know it can go a different direction, kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
um, and then the storylines we got going on right now are top notch storylines, and I can promise you, they're only going to get better throughout the next year because it's going to get real good. And, you know, I've been face my entire career. Obviously, just turned heel and created a faction. And the faction itself is such a beautiful faction in a sense of like we are called the United, and we all represent a different country. So it's showing that we can unite as a group, as a company, in wrestling, and it's like it can go so many different ways with how it is, but it's such a great thing, and shows unity through all, you know, with the whole united thing. So I I pride myself in creating that awesome storyline. This will be, I want it to be, you know, compared to that bloodline storyline of how good it is. So
I mean, at that last show, I was actually, just in the crowd and watching it. I was like, man, this is going to be special because, you already have, and the thing about the bloodlines, you have different storylines within one central story. And that's kind of what you're doing there. You have Angel Camacho and Irvin Camacho, who is kind of feuding with the general manager, Wes McCann, uh, and whoever he's going to bring in on the next show. So, and then you got Emmy versus the whole women's division pretty much at that point. Emmy is a real heat magnet. And then you have the classically violent gentleman, Mr. William Blackwell, who is a great skilled wrestler and
that's
can go
why
toe
he's
to
in the
toe.
Imperial division. The Imperial division is a rare division. It's pure championship wrestling. It's like pure from like Ring of Honor mixed with, you know, some of my own little trinkles of uniqueness that I thought would be like a cool little thing with the whole only having 2 pinfalls the entire match. After that, you can't win via pinfall. You have to win via submission. So like it adds so much to it. And I knew, you know, with the talent that we have on the card, we can pit up so many matches for that. That's my workhorse title right there. That is the title that will be defended every single show, and that, you know, we'll have some of the best matches on the card. So
Oh yeah, because I mean, my favorite match from that last show was Blackwell and Langley. They put on a hell of a match,
and you had to have 2 good guys like that to basically introduce, you know, that division and that title and make it mean something. I had to have 2 guys that I knew were going to go out there and completely kill it and tell the story that needed to be told. So
yep, and just being a part of that, in the crowd, and everybody, always standing, giving it all, a hot crowd, and it's only going to get better. I believe in what you guys are doing there at Diamond State.
You know, and you got you know, with that main event, you had me and Laurentiis both being undefeated going into it. Laurentiis was actually super over me in the match itself before, you know, I turned, and he was getting super over with the crowd. And it's funny because his chant is X because he's Laurentiis X.
Yep.
And some people were confused because they thought that was for me because I'm Xander. So like, so then I had to go to gold, and then it was X, then gold, then X, then gold. And, you know, started getting a really good mix. And we put on a 43-minute banger of a match and shocked everyone to end the show. So,
it's told in an amazing story. Sitting there throughout the match, you could see kind of your frustrations as you go and just to your breaking point eventually at the end of the show.
I mean, you got somebody that can just take his head, charge up, and it's like he's never been touched. So it's like I'm facing like 20 different guys.
Yeah.
I had to even the odds.
It's like
I went in the match
ready to eat 5 different matches.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and it's only going to get better from here. Like I said, we got great things coming for August 27th. Huge things set. We got several debuts. We've got 4 new guys coming in that's never been in here before. All great, talented guys. You know, one of my students being one of those debuts who's never worked for, you know, Diamond State, was injured, had double bicep tear. He's finally back with Smoke and Eric Bronson. You know, he'll be taking on Max Beckett.
Yep.
and Max is a great talent down from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. Will Eric have a triumphant return back to his hometown, or will he lose to Max Beckett from Texas? You never know. So
Absolutely.
then you got guys like Jace Osei, the Ronin
Mm-hmm.
coming in. We have a special thing for him too, and a special. We partnered with a place called Dragon's Nest, which is like a dojo,
Yep.
and they will be bringing in and doing a performance
Ah,
uh, right during intermission. It'll be kind of like a towards the end of intermission, post match intermission thing. So
nice.
you get to see their interpretive dance with the swords and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
Because I mean, I've seen a little bit, kind of online. Jace he's a warrior, so
I mean, it's gonna be real good. You'll see what we have planned for him, and you'll see what we have planned for the returning Mr. Nasty and the returning Luke Langley. We have all these guys that are returning, and then you get to hear from us, the United, which is obviously the best part of the show. Is you'll get to hear from us because there's nothing better than that. Um, so lots of twists and turns and surprises. So my daughter's trying to get in the door. So.
Oh man.
So,
Anyways, man, with Diamond State Wrestling, there might be people listening into the show that actually are interested in being a professional wrestler one day. So, you offer a way to that. So, might as well plug your stuff in right here while we're on topic.
Of course, at the Diamond State Wrestling Arena is also where we have the school, which is Diamond State Wrestling Academy. You can follow us on Facebook. We don't have an Instagram for the Academy page, but we do have one for the Facebook page, or you can just message Diamond State Wrestling. But we offer classes Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Basically, if you've ever been a fan, ever thought about becoming one, a manager, an announcer, a referee, or a wrestler herself, we offer classes for that. And, we'd all love to everyone to give it a shot. It's not going to be for everyone. Some of you guys are going to think, man, I got this. You're going to get in there, you're going to try it. And it may not be for you, but, you never want to go through life not giving it a shot. So, I don't do like contract deals. What I do is a monthly rate. So you could pay for a month and then, try it out. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's okay. But, I feel like most people, if they give it a shot and they're willing to give 110% when they're there, it's tough work. It's not easy being, a professional wrestler, but, I think if they put in the work, and it's truly their dream, I think we're a good spot for them at Diamond State Wrestling Academy. So, I don't have the address memorized. So, there you go. Yeah, plug it on in there. Yeah, there you go. I need to get a new poster made, but yeah, you're gonna learn a lot from promos. We also do promo classes and stuff like that there. So wide range. We've got several new students that are still starting. So don't think that you're gonna start and you're gonna be behind. There's tons of people still doing the basic stuff. So never feel like you're behind. So, but yeah.
Yeah, man. So, outside of the school stuff like that, you're still getting around and you're still doing the independents on the, the circuit. You're doing the down south championship shows. You're doing Vinos. Vinos is something that's recently popped up, and it is absolute chaos. It's pretty much wrestling in a mosh pit. It's a crazy environment.
So if anyone's ever watched anything outside of WWE or AEW or anything, and I mean PWG back in the day, it is a crazy standing room only type show where they're right on the ring, they're pounding on the ring when you're right there. So I mean, they're rowdy, loud, definitely more of an adult style show. not that it's opposed to kids, but just no parental advisory warned kind of thing. But yeah, Vino's was great. I had such a blast when I went there. I went and main evented for their TAC championship against Buck Skinner, who just recently got done doing the LA dojo for New Japan.
Absolutely.
So kids really talented, and I mean, we had a killer match. Unfortunately, the ceilings were a little bit short, so I had to improvise and got creative, and I hit him with an elbow drop from the rafters.
Absolutely.
So I
I'm
was
gonna
able to.
I'm gonna play this clip actually of what you were talking about, man.
Oh, what is this? I don't think Vito's who's covering it. Oh! That was genius.
That's freaking nuts.
So you got to get creative, and that video has been going around. It's getting a lot of views. Maybe it'll go viral. You never know. Sometimes that's what it takes to get signed, is doing something crazy and
Absolutely.
out of the box. So, and it's funny about that too. That angle doesn't do it justice, because that's the smaller side of the arena, like the place that they're at. If you had a shot at the other side, it was completely packed. They packed in so many people, several hundred people in there, like just rowdy, drinking, having a good time. Like, it was so fun. It's probably one of the most, like, the funnest match I've done in a very long time. And it was a good way to come back to the independent scene, and just have a blast with it. And with that being said, Diamond State has decided to kind of branch off into that venture as well and do that style outside of our normal. So we'll still have our normal shows, but we have partnered with the Shire Gastro Pub down in Rogers. It's a very nice establishment too. But come September 9th, we're going to be putting tickets on sales for that during August. So we'll be selling both tickets for that one and for the 27th show. But it's going to be called Diamond State Riot at the Shire, Volume 1, Raising the Bar. And so you'll get a lot of rowdy, fun fans in there. It's going to be no seating. It's actually 2 levels. There's technically 3, but we're going to have the 3rd level be VIP section, and there'll be VIP tickets available. And the best part about this is there's one fee for the tickets, and it's $20. Now, technically I said one fee, but if you do VIP, it's $10 extra, so it's $30 for VIP. And what that means is once the show's over, and we pack up the ring and we clear out everything, the 3rd floor will be opened up to VIP ticket buyers only to come party with the wrestlers up there. So all the wrestlers will only be up there drinking and having fun, and you'll get to party with them up there. So it's going to be a crazy different show. And basically, it's not going to be storyline driven. It's more of 2 awesome, talented guys just going out there to beat the shit out of each other and have a great time. So
right on.
Definitely something that's going to be a little bit out of the norm from the Diamond State. So you're going to have your Diamond State, and then you have your Diamond State Riot, and so we're really excited to be partnering with them. That will be located in Rogers, and so it's gonna get real busy. So a lot of fans were very disappointed sometimes this year. I know it was rough for me financially, kickstarting this venture, and so we were able to do a couple of shows and then not a couple of shows for a while, but now. With this venture and everything, we should be able to run 1 show a month, 1 Shire show, and then 1 regular show at the arena. So you'll be able to watch plenty of Diamond State wrestling and see all your favorite stars and just come have a good time. I mean, both shows are really just going to be worth it just to come see. You get your compelling stories that are going to draw you in, emotionally hit your heart, and then you're going to get your awesome, just crazy out of the blue spots of craziness like you just saw me do there on that clip. Yep. So, I mean, can't really beat that.
So, did you already find something to kind of jump off of yet, or?
She'll have to come find out.
Right on. The
There's
ceilings are
something- I got
higher,
something
right?
planned just when I was scoping the place out. I already got something planned, so
Heck yeah.
you're gonna learn that when it comes to those shows, I'm gonna be willing to do whatever it takes.
Right on. And what was the date on that again? I don't know if you.
September 9th.
September
So
9th.
our next Diamond State show at the Diamond State Arena is August 27th. Tickets are available right now online at diamondstatewrestling.com. And bingo, that's United We Stand. What a fitting name, right? So the United just got created, and then now we're going into the summer. So awfully like a patriotic show. United We Stand. What better way to go into it?
From the creative mind of the Ruthless King.
What can I say? And not only that, the 3 matches announced already. We have a rare match that you won't see anywhere else. You're going to have Tino Valentino and Eli Perez pitting their tag titles on the line, and Olivier pitting her women's title on the line against Emmy and the Camachos in a 6-man tag match, 6-man mixed tag match, technically. So it's winner take all.
That's exciting right there.
So I think that I have a strong feeling. I don't know, actually. They're pretty good. I'll give it to Tino and them. They're pretty good. They got it done. But I feel like my boys, the Camachos and Emmy, they're gonna get their ruthless side on, and I think they're gonna take home the titles. We don't know.
Well, we'll have to watch out for Angel and Irvin, though.
Maybe not. Might have to watch out for me. You never know.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So, but I think they got it. I think I might even keep all the boys in the back. I might make them stay back there. I think those 3 can do it on their own by the time they earn their spot. So,
I got a few things I kind of want to bounce off of you, just kind of, you've been doing it for a while now. You've done a lot of the indie stuff. You've wrestled a lot of top talent. You've wrestled the likes of Brian Cage, Metal Wolf. You've wrestled Josh Alexander, guys like that. So who was your favorite opponent? Kind of, of the, the bigger names, and then also who is a, local guy that hasn't really been out there yet, but that's one of your favorite opponents. So kind of pick your brain a little bit on that.
Man, the names is a tough one. I mean, it really is. Me and Mecha Wolf have such good chemistry together. Like our first match was really good, but our second match was like it put WCWA on the map. Brian Cage and me have good chemistry as well. That was a good match. And I'm good buddies with Cage. Me and Cage, like if I'm ever in the area and stuff like that, I always get a good workout in with Cage. Just like a lot of fun. And I could always reach out to him if I have any questions or anything like that too. So he's always there. So super, appreciative of that connection and stuff and being able to hang out with him. And that's honestly, when I went and did Dark, that was my favorite part about it, was actually not even like wrestling on Dark. It was just being able to go kill it at the gym with Cage the whole time I was there. So
yep.
Speaking,
before you answer the other end of that question, I actually do have a clip of kind of when you got tagged in during your Dark match and kind of got a little bit of explosiveness there,
Covers the distance. Gold comes in. Ducks under the clothesline. Big elbow strike. A second one. A third.
Strong strikes right there by Xander for sure.
Irish whip into the corner. Reverse.
What?
Oh!
Whoa. Very impressive.
Tremendous agility. And then the shoulder into the midsection.
And a big Beal right here. Beautiful Beal out of the corner.
That's the type of explosiveness you get with the Ruthless King.
I that match, I can't thank those guys enough. Preston, 10, and Alan, especially Alan, giving me like all those guys, even Ryzen, just allowing me to go out there and showcase what I can do on a Dark match, which they didn't have to do. I was very appreciative of that, and them really they're like, you get the hot tag, whatever you want to do. I'm like, whatever I want to do. I was like, well, this is my normal comeback. All right, bet. All right, done. I was like, did they do that for a first Dark match? no one else, everyone else I see get on there and get dark, it's usually like one punch done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn. I'm like, I appreciate the shit out of you guys. Thank you so
Right.
much. Like, it's just a great experience. I will say this too. Like, AEW just was a lot of fun. You know, it was good locker room vibes and stuff like that. You know, I hung out with. I could have done better myself on that sense. I think what would have helped me more was like, you know, I'm there. I'm an extra. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but like I was running off like 2 hours of sleep too because I drove all that way. My transmission blew in my car. Like I had to get a rental car and I get all this stuff. Then I had to drive my wife and her friends and stuff down to Destin, and then get up at 5 o'clock that next morning and drive 3 hours back up to Jacksonville. And then I slept in my car that first night. And then I had that match after sleeping in the car and only having like 2 hours of sleep. And to be able to do what I did on 2 hours of sleep, perform how I did, I was very excited about how that came out and what they gave me. But like I could have talked to more guys in the back, and I feel grateful too because I had a guy like Scorpio Sky come up to me and like he was that top row backflip spot, right? My comeback spot. I knew it. It's always an eye catcher, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's like super, athletic and stuff." And Scorpio Sky actually came out. And he's like, "Man, that was badass spot, dude." He's like, "You popped all the boys in the back here." I was like, "Dang, that felt good." I was like, if I'm popping guys up back here in AEW, I feel like I could be here, and I felt like I could have communicated more and talked to more of the guys and, been more approachable, I guess. Maybe I wasn't super approachable, that could have caused me not to come back. Who knows? There's a lot of things you got to look at, but I also didn't want to be up people's ass, I've never been like a brown noser type guy. I've always worked really hard for everything I get in life. I've never, just wanted stuff handed to me. I've always wanted to work hard for what I got. So, it's God's plan. And if I'm meant to go up there and I get signed there, or if I get signed in WWE, that's where I'm meant to be. If not, I guess that wasn't his plan for me. So, and I'll just make the best of what I can, but I won't stop wrestling until I'm dead. So,
right on.
But to answer your questions earlier, though, now that we're so off topic,
that's my fault.
Man, Seidel, that was a fun match. That was always a dream match of mine too, because I loved him when he was Evan Bourne, back in when he did ECW and WWE, when they had that off branch thing. But like, really, Josh Alexander was fun. I did Davey Richards also. That was fun. Like, I don't look at it of like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't look at it as like, my favorite. I didn't really have a favorite. I enjoyed working every single one of them. They were all super nice, down to earth, giving guys, coming and working in it, and another guy just trying to make it. And then I appreciated that all of them enjoyed working with me more than anything else. And they all really liked working with me and stuff like that, and thought I had a lot of talent and stuff. So I guess that was more of it. But Cage is always gonna be one of my boys. So I mean, I guess I'd have to say Cage. I still want another match with Cage now that I'm bigger than I was. I tried bulking for that match, and he was still 3 times my size. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, good Lord. So like that, he's just, you just don't realize how big he is until you're like next to him. Like, I get compared to be a decent sized guy, and I'm not anywhere near his size. Like, I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah.
So, and the way he moves and stuff too, he still moves like a damn cruiserweight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. But as for like local talent, I mean, there's a couple that are super underrated. I mean, William J. Blackwell is probably one of the best technical wrestlers I've wrestled, even like wrestling some of the bigger names. Me and him have the best matches. When we kill it every time we go out there, and we don't have to plan anything out. We can just go out there and beat the crap out of each other and have a good time. And then another one would be my current going on feud right now, which is Laurentez X. I've known him for a long time, and he's been in the business a long time, super underrated and underappreciated. So definitely someone right there that is underdue. But I mean, you got so many guys. Angel Camacho, another big guy, underutilized, one of the best big guys you'll work with.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and he can move.
Yeah, and he can move for a bit. Yeah, exactly.
His match with Shane Taylor at the last show, it was awesome.
Yeah, Shane Taylor's great too.
Mm-hmm.
Good dude. Appreciate him coming in. That was one thing I promised my guys too. That's one thing I feel like is going to separate me. I didn't bring in names for myself. If it was about me and my company was about me, I would have faced all Shane Taylor when he came in. I would face any names that I bring in. I don't have any plans to bring any names in for myself, at least not for a long time. So like that was one guy he said he's always wanted to face. So I made it happen. And, some of the other guys that I, really care about and I think deserve it. They've given me a list of guys they'd like to face, and eventually they'll get to face those guys. So, just small things like that. I have dream matches of my own still. I want to match with AJ Styles before he retires. Finn Balor would be another good one. But then there's also guys in AEW that are younger talent that I would like to face. I'd love to face Hobbs. I think me and Hobbs could kill it. Hook. I'd love to have a match with Hook. I think I could bring out so much in Hook that because they only let him do so much. If they just let me go out there and have an actual match with him, me and him would kill it. Oh man,
I think so too, and that'd be a good mix of styles too. I think that would
so good. Like he could suplex me, I'd suplex him right back. Like it'd be so good. It would be a really good match, or series even. Man, there's just so many. Like, I'd love a one-on-one match with Preston, who used to be 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think me and him could kill it with that too. So, there's just so many matches that I've yet to have and will eventually have in the future. I would love a match with Ace Austin. I've already faced Chris Bay in a ladder match, but I would like to do a one-on-one with Chris Bay at some point. I think they're a fantastic tag team, and I would love to bring them in the future. I'm already talking to them about that possibly. So you never know. They may pop up at some point. You never know. So, no, it'll happen. I just don't know when. So when the budget allows it, then you may be seeing them. So, but yeah, I mean, those are several of the guys that are another one I can't miss out on him, Mr. Nasty. He is so fantastic. Fantastic character and fantastic worker. Like one of the best. And another one that's super underappreciated. And he had been put in like tag teams and stuff on the other shows and stuff like that. And like really I hadn't really got to see him do his thing. And when I brought him in, I was like, I want you to do you by yourself, Pimp, and I want to get you Pimp over. Like, that's what I want for you. I want you to do you and just have fun with it. And he's done such a great job. Almost every show that people have never been there before, they leave. That's one of their favorite characters when they leave. Like, oh, man, I love that Pimp guy. He was so good. I'm like,
he's one of my favorite characters, even though he's threatened to smack the living hell out of me for grabbing his gimmicks.
so much over. Like the heels get so much more over than the baby faces nowadays. So like it's everyone's tweeners nowadays. It's hard to be a full-fledged heel. Like,
whatever you do, don't grab the man's baby powder.
Oh yeah, right. so much good stuff. And like I said, this next show, August 27th. You're gonna love the matchup that you're gonna see with him in it, and it's just gonna be real good. No one wants to miss Diamond State, I promise you.
No,
and it's worth the tickets to come see it live. So,
$30 front row, VIP for $50.
Yeah, VIPs get cut off on August 1st. The big deal with VIP is so there won't be any United We Stand shirts available Only VIP guys get them.
Yep.
So basically, you order VIP, you put in your ticket, your shirt size, and we'll have it ready for you at the show. We've sold several. We only are selling 20 in total. We have 16 left. So we've already sold several front row as well. But basically, that VIP gets you front row, and then a shirt, and then you get a poster autograph signed by everybody as well. So, and then reserve seating, and you get to come in early. So, so several different things. So you get to come in a little bit earlier than everybody else. You get pushed to the front of the line, yeah. So you get to pick that seat because there's certain spots that are a lot better than other spots, and you'll want to get there and get them picked up early. So that's how you get reserved seating is VIP.
Got to get those good spots before Granny Hulkster, you know.
She already got hers. She's already in VIP.
Look, so looky there. Look at that.
Yeah, she was right on it. She was ready to go. Like she's one of the first few people that bought tickets for VIP. So
absolutely.
But
man, I had a great time chatting with you, man. Is there anything you want to go out there and say about, people who do want to come in, words of advice, some wisdom, some extra stuff about yourself that you want people to know?
Just when coming in the business, you have to understand when you're coming in as a fan aspect of how hard it's actually going to be. And you just have to, and it's going to be tough sometimes. It's going to draw out you mentally and physically, and you're going to want to quit. I would just suggest if it's really something you want to do, push through it. And I promise you it'll be worth it in the end, especially if you come to Diamond State Wrestling Academy, because the best part about that is you automatically become part of Diamond State once you graduate. So we'll use you in different aspects. And then when you're ready to wrestle, you'll be on the card. So, you can't really beat that. And we're only going to grow. Right now we're only doing, every other month going forward, and then obviously doing the pub show every other month after that. But eventually we're going to be traveling, and we're going to be doing other stuff. There's stuff I have plans in the works, but it takes time and efforts and stuff. And so, but I plan on making Diamond State not only like a great thing for around here. I want it to travel all over Arkansas, and then all over, eventually all over. So, and become the diamond of professional wrestling. So
absolutely,
it's a time thing, but come on early. You're going to be in a sweet spot when it comes time for everything. So, yeah.
And you guys are absolutely on the right track for that. Man, Xander, I really appreciate your time today, taking out your time on your birthday. Nothing less than that. If you want to, go ahead, plug your stuff, your socials, the school again. Where can we find you, brother?
Okay, well, you can find me at Alexander_Gold 1990 on Instagram, and then on Facebook, just Alexander Gold. You'll see an American flag behind me, and then when they did those little like cartoonish type pictures, that'll be my face. It's when I had hair, so don't be fooled. I still haven't updated my photos. I gotta go get promo pictures soon. But that's where you can find me on Facebook. And then for Diamond State, you can do Diamond_State _Wrestling. A lot of underscores in that one. On Instagram, and then Diamond State Wrestling and Diamond State Wrestling Academy on Facebook, likable pages. And again, if you want to buy tickets to the next show, Diamond State DiamondStateWrestling.com. So www.DiamondStateWrestling.com. And your tickets will be available. The website will have everything you need. Also, we'll link you to all the social medias. So, yeah, that's about it. You can find us there.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. This is Paying Dues. I'm Jamey Rose, and that is the Ruthless King, Alexander Gold. And with that being said,
It's still real to me, damn it!